All right, guys, I'm super excited. We're in video number 4, the last one in the video series. Don't worry, this isn't the last value or the last time you're going to hear from me. I'll be consistently emailing you over the next months and weeks ahead, just providing you value. I just want to check in and make sure that you're implementing this. And if you have any questions, I want to make sure that we can help support you in answering any of that, because I don't just want to send you this information and send you off on your way and hope that you figure out what to do. I want to make sure that you're really completely, fully armed in your ability to develop, launch, monetize, and now scale your personal brand to 6, 7 figures and beyond. And really, most importantly, guys, the reason why you should be focused and committed to building your personal brand is ultimately we found that customers, in a recent study, customers are 400%, 4 times more likely to buy from a person they know, like, and trust than from a company, even if that company has very high quality and elegant marketing. Again, you as a personal brand, you can be positioned as the authority on a topic, niche, anything. And from being in that position as the authoritative personal brand, people know, like, and trust you. They're 400% more likely to buy from you than they would be just from your company or any of the other companies out there providing a great product or service. Because we all buy from people, guys. We hate to be sold, we love to buy, and we love to buy from people we know, like, and trust. So as we talk about building your personal brand, that's the key emphasis here, is positioning yourself in a way that allows you to impact the people you want at the scale that you want, to be an influential thought leader and an authority in your industry on the topic and whatever it is that you ultimately want to dominate. And then from there, create the income that you want by helping people at the scale you want, so you can have the time freedom and the financial freedom that you want for yourself, for your family. And if you're the kind of person like me that wants to create a legacy for my family and create a legacy in an industry and really be a brand and a person that's made a huge impact in the world, then this is something that I know you're going to be committed to, is scaling your personal brand. And so that's what we're talking about here, guys, is we're going to be talking about, first thing, goals. When you're having a scalable company, you've got to have clear goals and you've got to have a very clear plan to be able to execute that. So the first thing we're going to talk about here with goals is income and impact goals. I was just talking about how important it is to get very clear on the amount of people you want to impact and the income that you want to create for yourself. So first things first, make sure you download the PDFs and get really clear on executing this out, because it's one thing to think it, it's a whole nother thing when you write it down, you've put the pen to paper, or in this case, the keyboard, and you get really clear on what it is, you look at it every day, you review your plan, you emotionalize it as if you've already achieved it. So right now, take the time to map out what are your income and impact goals with your personal brand in the next 6 months, 12 months, 18 months. Don't go too far out past that. You can get a vision for that, but ultimately so many things will change in the next 18 months and beyond that I want you to focus your goals with income and impact specifically in 6, 12, and 18-month intervals. Once you've done that, guys, you want to have goals for content, meaning you want to get clear, first of all, goals and targeting. We'll just jump to that now. You want to have goals around that, meaning for your goals and your targeting, you know who your target audience is, you want to have content goals like this. You want to say, look, I want to post this much content on this many platforms within a week. So if you're like me, you want to post at least one thing a day on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram. Doesn't need to be all of them, should be, but at least one piece of content so that every single day people are thinking about you, but not thinking about you in an ego way, but you've served them, you've added value to them, and they're thinking about you because they're like, wow, I want to go to your page or your thing, whatever you have where you're posting content, because it's valuable. Every day I want to be consuming this because it's so good. That's what I mean by goals. So get clear on your targeting and get clear on what goals do you have around your content. Do you want 1 million people of your target audience to see your content, and in what period of time? Right now, we're averaging about 1 million views every 2 to 4 weeks on our content. 1 million views. Imagine standing in a stadium with 1 million people. You probably can't even fathom that because you're thinking of like the Super Bowl stadium like me right now, which only has maybe 80,000 people in it. 1 million people every 2 to 4 weeks. Imagine what that would do for your business. We're going to tell you exactly how you can scale your way into that. Again, getting clear on what your goals are for your content. If you, like me, want to reach and impact millions of people, then make that one of your goals, write it down, and then you can figure out that's your impact goal. How are you going to monetize that? Last thing is KPIs, key performance indicators or metrics, or basically making sure that you're measuring and you have specific things you're looking at and tracking and measuring because there's an old saying, it's something like, you can't grow it if you can't measure it. And you can't really measure it if you're not tracking it. And so ultimately, you don't just want to have income, impact, content, and targeting goals. You want to have things in place that allow you, KPIs, key performance indicators, that allow you to track this so that you know what I've been doing. Is it working? Is it not working? Where can I test, tweak, and improve? And ultimately from there, be able to see how we can make sure we start hitting our goals versus just doing things and seeing if we get the result. You want to be very clear that I'm doing the right thing at the right time in the right order, and then I'm tracking along the way to see if we hit our goals and our content and our targeting and everything like that, and then we can tweak and test and measure as we go, which is something you'll be doing the whole time. Systems really help you track and measure this, which is the next thing on the list. Systems, guys. Plumbing. This is something we can go deeper in with you on VIP days, along with all of this. But plumbing, essentially, if you imagine your business or your funnel as a big underground plumbing system, people are going to come in through different entry points and they're going to go through the plumbing. You need to have all of these pieces and systems in place, from your content to your nurturing funnel to your lead ability to generate leads, qualify these leads, convert these leads. There's so many things that go into the plumbing system. Ultimately, you're going to have to figure out the next thing here, which is CRM. Customer relationship management systems that allow you to bring customers in and have the systems and the plumbing in place, recommendations, which we'll probably have plugged in somewhere on here. I'll have my team do it. You want to have things like Infusionsoft or ClickFunnels or One Shopping Cart or Aweber. There's a dozen other ones I could name. Those are some of the ones we use. Maybe you even want to use something like Webinar Jam. I mean, there's literally so many different things that you can use for your plumbing and your systems that will help you. But ultimately, you've got to figure out which one's going to be for your business. You probably, maybe already have one of those in place. Fantastic. You're already speaking the same language as me. I love it. Marketing, you want to have systems for your marketing, guys. Again, going back to what we talked about, you can buy traffic, borrow traffic, and create traffic. And your ability to be able to have systems in place that allow you to put your content in front of people. I can go on vacation and I can reach 1 million people or 1 billion people. It matters how much you're willing to pay to reach. But right now I can go on vacation and still reach 1 million people every 2 to 4 weeks because my marketing systems are in place where I'm just paying to target my audience with specific content that takes them through our ascension model. And whether I'm working or not working, the marketing systems and the plumbing and the CRM is all in place, and the website and the metrics. I can come back from vacation, look at the metrics and the KPIs, and I can see exactly what's working, what's not, where we can tweak and improve how much money went out, how much money comes in. You've got to have systems in place. Again, I named some of them earlier. You can look into those. We'll probably plug some of them on here somewhere, so make it easy for you to get access to those. Then systems, website. This is like a basic one. I don't even know if I would consider this a system as I would more of an asset, but it can be a system because it can funnel people into your marketing, your CRM, and your plumbing and bring people consistently to your website. So consider it an asset, consider it a piece to the front end of your system in the back. Your website, you've got to have a strong website in place, which we touched on in the last video. If you skipped it, go back and watch it. And I'd probably recommend watching these videos more than once because it's going to take a while for this to really resonate and sink in. And odds are you're probably not going to have all of this information stick and then be able to apply it all consistently to be able to get the full benefit. So I'd recommend going through and watching all of these again. And again, make sure you're actually doing this. You're not just listening, but you're downloading the PDFs and you're filling them out for yourselves. And then last thing I said, already touched on metrics for systems. Don't just have systems in place if you're not tracking them with metrics and analysis. We ultimately teach something called analysis and then action. And so if you analyze something, then from those analysis and the metrics and the numbers, you decide how you want to take action next. A lot of people are just shooting from the hip. They're just guessing. They're just putting stuff out and seeing if it gets a result. And if it doesn't, then they go. Sometimes you don't know if something's working until you're really diving into the numbers. Next thing, guys, marketing and sales. First thing on here says master this because this is something that every business out there that's not really having the income and the impact and the influence they want in the marketplace is all because of their bottleneck, which is probably around sales and marketing. So first thing, you've got to master sales and marketing. If it's not going to be you, it needs to be somebody in your business. Again, you can hire professionals like us to help you create the systems, train your team on how to master sales and marketing, but it's something that you need to master if you want your personal brand in your business to take off. Next thing, I already said, hire pros. If you don't want to master it, I love mastering sales and marketing. I think it's one of the best skill sets anyone can have because we're all selling, no matter if you want to believe it or not, we're all selling. A newborn baby's selling the parents on giving it candy or whatever, right? we're all selling consistently. So either you need to master this, someone on your team needs to master this, one of your partners needs to master this, or you can hire professionals. Your USP and UVP, you've probably heard this before. USP is unique selling proposition or unique strategic positioning in the marketplace. What makes you different? So you're selling something, maybe your content, maybe yourself, your personal brand, maybe a product or a service or an offer. You're selling something. And at the end of the day, like I said, we're all selling everything. So you've got to find a way that makes you unique and that this is something that you're offering. So get very clear on what is it about me? What is it about our product or service that's truly unique? Don't say it's the features and the benefits. Ultimately, it needs to be something that's experiential, that makes you different. Your unique value proposition is different than the unique selling proposition. Unique value proposition is here's the value that we have and here's why it's different. For example, for us, the unique value proposition is that nobody out there in the marketplace is teaching this information as well as we are and helping people as well as we are generate 6- and 7-figure businesses with their personal brands by wrapping proven sales and marketing strategies and tactics around their personal brand so that not only can they have consistent and scalable income, but also impact as well. And you can feel it in the marketplace, guys. When you start reaching 1 million people every week or month, trust me, you feel it. People start talking about you, and your name and your business is going to be known by everybody that you want it to be known by. Again, you need to master sales and marketing. Our unique value proposition that I just touched on, though, is our ability to be able to provide such invaluable, crazy, unique content. No one's giving away this kind of stuff for free like we are. And then on the flip side, we also work with you and do a lot of this for you for free, which we'll touch on towards the end of this video. Another thing with sales and marketing, guys, joint ventures and affiliates. We've talked about this earlier in monetizing content, but with sales and marketing and scaling your brand, you can literally have $1 million a year business just by positioning yourself as the authority in the marketplace on a topic or a niche for a specific audience, and then aligning yourself with joint ventures and affiliates that either sell your products and services or that you simply sell their products and services to your audience. Like Dr. Oz may or may not have any products or services yet, but he sells and makes commission on so many people's products and services that he sells. And I can name a ton of guys in the industry, all the guys doing 7 and 8 figures, have joint ventures, have affiliates, whether they're promoting their stuff or whether I'm simply promoting theirs, right? So vice versa. You got to have JVs and affiliates. It's a mutually beneficial relationship. They're promoting you, you're promoting them, and everybody wins. The audience gets great value, you get some commission, they get some commission, and everybody wins. It's one of the best ways to build $1 million business. Social proof. Anything about sales and marketing, guys, people always trust the consumer that bought. That's why never before has there been more hype around things like Yelp and Angie's List and all these things where you can go and get real reviews from real people telling you their experience. I don't know about you, but before I buy something, I always look at the Amazon reviews or the Yelp reviews because I don't want to waste my time, energy, or money buying something or going somewhere if I first haven't at least heard from a friend, a family member, a colleague, someone I know, like, and trust, or at the very least, from the people, to see what the people said about it. So anytime you can implement social proof, you should always be having, again, systems in place where every time you get one of your customers or clients or people at a very high state where they're like, yes, your product, your service changed my life, your free content changed my life, here's how it helped me. Get them on video, ideally, video is the best, or written, and get social proof of people validating you, your product, and your service. Nothing beats social proof when it comes to sales and marketing. You can have a full landing page of just social proof and it'll probably sell. Mitigate the risk. Here's another thing. As we get to the end of this and I talk about our VIP days with you for a little bit, well, I'm going to mitigate the risk for you just as you should mitigate the risk for any of your customers or clients, which means, simple example, if somebody's going to buy something, you've probably heard of the 30-day money-back guarantee. That's so cliche, and a lot of the times it's selling, selling, selling. Here's the value, the features, the benefits, and what it'll mean to you. And then at the very bottom they go, 30-day money-back guarantee. I don't know about you, but I try to provide something so much more valuable than a 30-day money-back guarantee. Why? Because we're all numb to it. It does help, and you should be doing it, but at the end of the day, a 30-day money-back guarantee is just the start. You want to put the spotlight on the fact that you are so confident in your product or service value and that you take the time to diagnose before prescribing the offer, that you really take the time to qualify and know who you're going to work with to see if it's a fit, and if it is, you're so confident that you stand by your product and service that if the person doesn't feel like they got the full value or over-delivered value, you'll give them a full refund on the spot. You need to be that confident in your ability to mitigate the risk for your customers and clients so they feel absolutely certain and confident in their decision to invest and move forward with you. T times C equals R. That's simply a little equation that's traffic times conversion equals revenue. I see a lot of people out there that maybe have millions of followers or get lots of traffic on videos or content, or again, maybe they have a lot of followers, but they're not converting it, and so their revenue isn't where it could be. You, like me, could have the mistake of having lots of traffic and not converting it. So back up to here, you got to have systems in place and master sales and marketing. So as you even get a little bit of traffic, you can convert it, therefore increasing your revenue. And then it's just a game, guys. You can scale the traffic. You can always buy, borrow, and create traffic. And then if you have the systems and the sales and marketing in place mastered, then your revenue will go up. Again, buy it, borrow it, create it. If you have great systems for converting traffic, you can always send more through the funnel. Now we get down to network, guys. The network is super simple. Me and my ability to have my show, Business Rockstars, and all the other things, and my ability to get featured in all the biggest publications like Forbes, Inc., Entrepreneur, speak on all the biggest stages at all the biggest conferences, interview billionaires, millionaires, celebrities. My ability to do all of that came down to networking. I've been able to meet some of the best people ever, and I've been able to infiltrate some of the best masterminds and affiliations and groups to get in there and rub elbows with and mingle with the top guys in all the different spaces. And by becoming their friend and by being able to figure out unique, creative ways of adding value and facilitating value. You don't always have to be the one that directly adds value, but in some capacity, you need to figure out how you can facilitate and broker value by getting other people's things. Like, for example, this guy has a giant audience, and this guy has a great product. If I can facilitate those two and get that audience to buy this guy's product, then he'll be happy because he makes commission, he got his people to buy his product, his audience got more value, and I get what's called an affiliate manager fee. I get usually about 10, 20% override on connecting the deals. You can facilitate deals. You don't even have to do anything. You can just connect the dots and add value that way. But building your network, simple, quick, join masterminds, create a mastermind. This is where you can meet. By networking, you can get amazing joint ventures and affiliates. They're probably not going to come knocking on your door. You got to go to them. And again, you don't even have to bring them the thing that you have for the JV or the affiliate. You can simply facilitate joint ventures and affiliates and connect them and have them promote each other or their products and services. Find the JV manager of another company or affiliate manager and connect them with other people that they need, and you can get an override on all of that and just add value and build a great relationship and have people perceive you as a value adder. You don't go to a bank account you've never made a deposit in and ask for a withdrawal. So first, in business, always look for somebody that you can give value to first, and then later have that hopefully appreciate and have a lot of accounts, people that owe you. And then we go down here, we got associations. Join associations, be part of associations and groups of high-level people, high-level thinkers, high-level movers and shakers that can help raise your vibrational frequency to be thinking and playing at a bigger level for income and impact. As we get over here, the triad. You basically want to be networking with 33% of people that are lower than you, people that you can help teach and mentor, 33% of people that are at your level, and 33% of people that are ahead of you. You may have heard this before. A friend of mine, Ty Lopez, talks about this all the time. You want to have a consistent networking relationship with 33% of people lower than you to teach and mentor, 33% of people at your level you're playing with, and 33% of people that are above you that you can learn from, and they help pull you up. And it looks like this. They pull you up and you pull them up. So it's like rising tide floats all ships. Help everyone, and the whole sea rises and all the ships rise together. Just be helping everyone. You can be collaborating and not competing. As we get down to here, mentors. Me, maybe even like you, has been so impacted by mentors. I've invested up to $25,000 per day, $25,000 per day for some of the mentors, coaches, and consultants I've had for my business to help me. I'm not in the position where I'm trying to teach people or sell people on products or services or coaching and consulting, and then I haven't done it myself. I have always and always will invest and play at a much higher level than I'm ever going to ask anybody, including you, to play with me. Meaning, I've got $25,000 a day that I've paid and invested for my coaching and consulting for me to get, and then I go around and I teach the same stuff I've paid for a cheaper level. And that's kind of how it works. You go and you get a degree and then you teach. So at the end of the day, you, like me, have to have incredible mentors in your life, and I'm privileged to have the opportunity to be teaching you in the way that I have, and if there's a way that we can work together and I can support you, then we can do that mentor-mentee role. Delegation, guys, is the last thing we have on the list here. You got to have, for your delegation, you got to have clear goals. You want to be very clear on what things am I skilled at? What are my strengths? That's all I should do. And then from there, have goals around what do I need to be delegating. the best thing that you can do to scale your business, which we're talking about here, is your ability to delegate. I've interviewed billionaires, I've interviewed hundreds of millionaires, and they all say what helped me get to the next level, to the next level, to the next level was my ability to continue to get better at building my team. So when it comes to scaling your business, scaling your personal brand, you need to get really good at delegating, and like anything, you've got to have clear goals on that. Then you got to figure out, okay, now I've got the goal for what I need to delegate things to. You got to figure out what are the skills required for that goal, for the thing I need to be achieved. And then from there, who has those unique skills, or how can I develop those skills, or how can I hire somebody? Or you go, but Mark, I don't have the money. I can't pay for people to delegate. Great. There's a lot of different ways you can still get people. You can do bartering, you can do trading, you can do deferred payment, you can do sweat equity. There's so many different ways that you can ultimately find a way to get the job you need done without paying somebody up front if you need to, and then ultimately figuring out a way to pay them or compensate them later. Budgeting, as you figure out the goals, as you figure out the skills required and the people you need to be able to delegate things to, you got to start creating a budget for these things. As you make money, invest it back into your business. Outsourcing, same thing as delegating. There's so many amazing ways that you, like me, can outsource and delegate so many different things you need done, from website creation, funnel creation, marketing. It doesn't matter. You can literally outsource everything and anything you need for your business. Nowadays, people have 7- and 8-figure companies with 1 or 2 or 3 employees because the other dozen or 100 people they have on payroll are independent contractors they outsource and delegate things to. So last thing we have here on delegation, have KPIs. We said key performance indicators in place so that, again, just like the stuff you're doing, you're not just doing work and not tracking it and having key things in place that you can go, okay, I spent time, energy, and money doing this. Did I actually get a return? Was my energy, was my time, was my money invested actually creating a result that we can justify continuing doing this? Just like delegating, am I spending time, energy, and money outsourcing and hiring and paying people to do things that are actually producing a result? A lot of the times I go into businesses and I see people on payroll getting paid money, sucking money out of the company, and they can't justify, and the company can't justify when they really look at it with a white glove, why we're paying this person, because they aren't actually producing a return. And so when you're delegating, when you're outsourcing, and you have your budgeting in place, make sure you're tracking to find out that the money you're investing is producing the result. Guys, this is the sum up of scaling your personal brand. It goes way deeper than this. Again, this 4-part video training was a very, very basic overview of how to develop and launch and scale and monetize your personal brand. But ultimately, at the end of the day, I know that you're not going to be able to create a 6- or 7-figure business overnight. And I've told you that. And most likely, you're probably not going to be able to implement a lot of the stuff we talked on here. Over the last 4 days, I've been teaching this to you. It takes time, it takes a lot of effort. And I'm telling you from having done this for many, many years and helping thousands of people and helping create millions and millions of dollars in revenue for myself and for my clients and impacting millions of people around the world, there's an art to this. There's a science to this. You can master it just like I have. But you've got to know what to do. And there's basically 2 different ways you can do it. You can go out and you can do it the hard way. You can take what I've taught you here for free out of the goodness of my heart, wanting to impact over 100,000 people and arm them with the tools and the skills. You can go out on your own and you can do it the hard way, and you can figure it out through your own experience in trial and error, which is part of how I did it. We're all going to experience things on our own. But you, like me, can invest in learning how to do it faster. Like I told you, I've paid over $25,000 per day for the top level consultants to help me in my business. A lot of people always say, Mark, how did you figure all this out in your mid-20s? And I say, because I've met so many rich old men out there that say, man, if I knew what you know now at your age, I'd be so much more successful. I simply pay them for that information so I can shorten my learning curve and accelerate my success. And I want to do the same thing for you. So ultimately, you, like me, and everyone else in the world, we're going to learn from our own experiences. But if you only learn from your own experiences, you'll be hindered in your ability to really live the life you want, really have the income and the impact you want in the world. And we're talking about being committed to building a personal brand. So if you're really committed, you're not just interested, you're not just watching this to see what it's about, but you know that you have a bigger vision out there for the world, that you want to create massive impact. You want to impact millions, maybe even billions of people. I don't know how big you're trying to play here. But if you're committed to that, then I want to help you. If you're committed to ultimately scaling your personal brand, if you're committed to making millions of dollars and impacting millions of people, I want to help you. I want to support you in that journey. Guys, it's simple, okay? We have a VIP day and we work with people for one straight day for 10 hours. or 2 half days. We not only work with you on all of this stuff and literally 100 more things in detail, my team and I help you do it. We do it with you. Some of the stuff we do for you. And depending on the level you want to play with us at, we will guarantee that you get featured in Forbes, Inc., Entrepreneur, Fast Company, Huffington Post, Wall Street Journal. Think of any publication, podcast, YouTube channel, stage you want to be on. Depending on the context of which we play together, we'll guarantee you that you get featured on those, that you speak on those, that you're interviewed on those platforms. Again, if you're committed, let's talk about what this looks like. I'm not trying to sell you or pitch you on this. I'm inviting you to see if you're qualified to work with us. It's super simple. There will probably be a link somewhere on this page that my team will plug in for you to click. It'll take you to a form, and on that form, you'll fill out your information and press submit. And then what you'll do is you'll talk to somebody in my company who will work with you on figuring out if we're going to be a fit. And if we are, then you and I will talk one-on-one, and I'll figure out exactly how I can help you blow up your personal brand to millions of dollars and impacting millions of people. It's simple as that, guys. I hope this has been valuable for you. Share this information, comment in the comments below, letting me know what was most impactful. And guys, again, if you're interested in working together in a VIP day or in other ways, submit the form, and hopefully we'll talk very soon.